Morning, aspirant. You are well or not, no one really cares. You are just a number which is being counted during elections. Good morning, everyone. Today, we are discussing a deeply concerning issue that is increasingly making headlines in the topmost newspapers of the country: the rising suicides among students in IITs, IIScs, and higher studies institutions. These institutions, once considered the topmost brand of academic excellence, now, sadly, we are just concerned in their QS ranking or NIRF ranking in the world, but we are least concerned about the increasing number of suicides and mental health issues emerging in these institutions. So, what is the problem? Let's see. Before analyzing that, I want to show you some statistics. These are statistics showing suicides in IITs from 2019 to 2024. First, IIT wise, you can see IIT Madras, IIT Hyderabad, IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi, IIT Kharagpur, and of course, there are others. So, year wise, you can see, okay, notable peaks. That means in these years, suicides, number of suicides increased. And you can see also yearly trends: 2019 8, 20205, 20216, 20227. Sometimes peak in the IIT Delhi, sometimes IIT Madras, again IIT Madras, IIT Bombay. These are prime institutions in our country. If you search in Google that top 7 IITs or top 5 IITs in India, then you will find these names. And in these IITs itself, number of suicides are at its peak. So something is not going well, right? So there is a big concern. Obviously, there are some factors, but we will discuss this later. But different news sources says these are some factors. What are these? Academic stress due to rigorous curriculum, okay. Isolation from family and support system. These are, we know, right? This should be the reason. But there is something deeper. And IITs are taking initiatives, right? So these solutions and initiatives are taken by IIT. They are establishing mental health programs. They're increasing access of consultancy services. And they're giving group supports. Okay, they're increasing awareness. So are the solutions effective? If these solutions were effective, then the scenario should not be like this, isn't it? So maybe there are some more issues. See, some interesting facts about this. After IIT Bombay suicide case, this is the news of Feb 25 2023. See, Justice D.Y. Chandrachud says that suicide among marginalized communities are increasing. So, are there any kind of discrimination in IITs? Officially, no discrimination. This discrimination means, suppose a student is in general category, but some students in OBC, SC, ST. So these students, OBC, SC, ST with low ranks, not OBC, but generally SC, ST students with low ranks get the same IIT. To get the seat, a general student needs a very high rank. That means very good rank actually. Very low rank, very good rank. So sometimes these people actually face discrimination. Suppose a student is in IIT Bombay and his rank is, for example, 50. And in the same organization, in the same institute, a student is in the same class with All India rank, suppose 500. So there sometimes a discrimination is seen, that with this least amount of rank, these people taking benefit of their reservation, they are getting the seats. Officially, no discrimination, but at the ground level, maybe this happens. That's why we see this trend. Marginalized communities are attempting more suicides, because if they are discriminated, they will be isolated, right? They will not able to socialize in IITs. So with this, they will face loneliness. Loneliness will increase their anxiety, depression, and all. That will ultimately lead to suicide. Another news, four ISC students had died by suicide in 2021. ISC, one of the topmost research institute in India. See, some more things. See, in this news portal, I was a victim of sexual abuse in IIT. This is my story. A student of IIT Kanpur is saying this. You can read these articles. You can search with this title, Google, in Google, and you can read the article. Again, I am emotionally shattered, says a disabled PhD scholar who was assaulted in JNU hostel. IIT Madras professor accused of sexually harassing PhD scholar. Internal committee recommends stringent action. AMU professor, Aligarh Muslim University, professor booked on charge of sexually harassing research scholar. So these are our prime institutions of India. So something is not going right, isn't it? It is the latest news. October, October 2024. 21-year-old IIT Delhi student from Jharkhand dies by suicide in hostel. There is a survey. It was published in Times of India. It says 32% of IIT Madras freshers requires psychological support. So what are the reasons? What are the reasons? See, if from my perspective, we should not just accuse the system. So I want to mention some things regarding this. Suppose, there is a domino effect of suicide. Why, when a student, we believe that the highest level of pain someone can face is the death pain. But when some student, when some people are taking their own life, you can imagine in how much mental pain they are in, that they are welcoming the deadliest pain, which is considered to be most painful, that is death pain. So they are welcoming that. But it is a, you know infinite level of courage they have. They are welcoming the death pain. Why this is happening? First of all, in IITs, the schedule is very hectic. Schedule is very hectic. In some days, you will find that you have two or three class. In some days, you will find you have five, six, seven classes. Plus, you will have project, you will have assignment, you will have minor, you will have major, you will have presentation, lot of things. So with all these things, with all this hectic schedule, sometimes a student are not able to cope up, are able to adapt themselves in these situations. So with this, what happens? They take a lot of stress, and sometimes students are introvert. There is also another psychology. When After cracking a very good, very tough national level examination, what happens? Suppose this is your examination and this is your IIT, and in this level, in your preparation level, mostly people are not socialized. Okay, so they are generally cut off from the societies when they are at the peak of their preparation. So this bias continues even in IITs. So they aren't able to socialize. So long preparation period makes them self-centric. So they are unable to open up. For this, they are generally self-centric. They become self-centric. So they doesn't talk to people much. They forget to chill. They forget that this is a very, very small, very less significant part of their life. This is a simple, this is a minute part of their life. It's not life. They forget. When some students, when they enter in IIT, they start preparing for other exam. For example, if I talk about masters, when after clearing IIT JAM examination, what they do when they enter IIT, they start preparing for NEET, GATE, BARC, TIF, geoscientist and all. This kind of exam, and they start preparing. But academic pressure is so high. So with this and this, they became very much stressful. Their schedule becomes very much hectic. Okay. So this also these things coagulate and finally result into a lot of stress. Stress leads to anxiety, then depression, and with these things, with when loneliness um, is added with this anxiety, stress, then gradually it leads to suicide. And obviously, our IITs are not bad enough. IITs, ISCs, they good. They do. They think a lot for us. For example, you can see this news. IISc is reportedly removing ceiling fans from hostels to prevent student suicides. There is a domino effect of suicide. I remember when I was in IIT Delhi, I was passing through a same kind of situation. I started, you know, I started keeping myself locked in my room, and I stopped attending lectures. When we got a mail at this moment that in my nearby hostel someone has committed suicide, this actually drops, shatters mental health of other vulnerable students. Someone is facing mental issues. They are with anxiety, lot of overthinking, anxiety, depression, and when they get a mail that in the nearby hostel someone committed suicide, then their vulnerability increases, and those students also, mm, you know try to attempt this kind of bad steps. So what should we do? What should our organization do? What should students do? First, as your due to your long preparation period, you are not socialized enough. So whenever you are getting admitted in these IITs, NITs, ISCs, try to explore the institution. Try to explore the know each and everything about this institution. Know each and every brick. Know each and every leaves of plants. So know your organization. Explore your organization. They are very good. They are very prominent institutions. So explore that. Make a small group of friends and explore that. I remember when I first entered into IIT. In the afternoon, I used to lock my room, and sometimes in the 4 a.m. At 4 a.m. I am returning back to my home. So the 12 hours, 13 hours we are visiting our campus and the nearby places and all. So explore things, make a group, and you have to make a group. You can't expect always that someone will come and someone will say me, okay, please join us. No, take your step first. If you don't get such kind of response, then it's another issue. I remember um it was a kind of similar kind of phase. I was not able to socialize. There was some moment when I was not able to socialize, and I don't, at that moment when someone is in this kind of situation, they do not like to talk to people much. This is a big problem. So you should talk to people. You should not hesitate to ask for help. You should not hesitate to share what is going in your mind, what is bothering you. If uh, uh, the groups are not allowing you, are not taking you, Rabindranath Tagore said, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে. That means you should go along. I remember at this kind of phase in IITs, I one day I did not inform my lab. I did not went to attend class. What I did, I booked a Rapido and I went to ISKCON Dwarka, and I spent the entire day there. And at that moment, one thing came into my mind. I don't care. My mental health is now my first priority. I will not go to the lab. I will not attend the class. I will see what will happen. So, if you are not able to, enter in those groups, make your own company enjoyable. Second, don't try to do lot of things. Don't try to do lot of things in a very very short time. Suppose I in IIT syllabus, it's also a hectic schedule and a hectic syllabus. Each and every professor who is teaching you, they're expert in that field. Someone is teaching quantum chemistry means, if you see their profile, you will find that they have done lot of research from quantum. So these people are giving you knowledge. So decoding that knowledge is very much tough sometimes. Sometimes people don't understand what professor is teaching. So they should take not much other exams or other work to counter. So everything will be, mixed up. So you will be puzzled. Third, talk to your parents every day. This helps. Talk to your parents every day. Because at the end of the day, ultimately they are the one who is your well wisher. Everyone will live, but not your parents, unless and until they are alive. So talk to your parents. And four, solve questions, dive in work. If you are, you know, if you are doing works, if you are doing your studies, then if you are, very much productive, if you are doing a lot of things in a day, lot of things in the sense you are solving a lot of questions, you are revising things, you are reading new things, so you are even you are also playing cricket, you are also playing badminton, and you are doing each and every component of your day, and thus you are making your each day a successful day. Okay, so this thing will keep you engaged, and this will not let you lonely. These things students can do. Sometimes use your common sense. Sometimes, sometimes in a particular thought, sometimes this is our depth of our thought, sometimes this is also depth of our thought. Sometimes negative thoughts, with negative thoughts we dive in a lot of, in a lot deep, then we cannot overcome to see the overall perspective. And in this kind of points, people generally take bad decisions. So take a holistic approach. This is your just a course, not your life. And also, with this, institution should also follow, also make effective rules, effective student friendly syllabus curriculum. They should discuss with the students that what was the feedback about their courses and actually apply those feedbacks to the next courses. Thus, they can improve. Give more emphasis on mental health issues, not just on pen and paper. In IITs, you will get many posters talking about mental health, but I don't know how much mental health support actually they can provide, because each and every student, I think, they should be connected with a mental health partner or mental health executive or mental health uh, mentor. Okay, so because if any problem that particular student faces, then they should coordinate with him or her. So suppose in one IIT, suppose there are five such kind of psychologist or psychiatrist, this kind of persons, and each one is allocated 5 to 10 students for a course. So this kind of, if this person, this student face any problem, so they can easily approach to that person, and that should be very much accessible. We know in IITs, if you are in IIT, you can relate. Mostly professors doesn't know your names even. They just come in the class, they teach, and they go. No, um, no such kind of bonding you will find. So there is a bonding gap between students and teachers, not mostly, but majority. Because some teachers, even I personally found some teachers, they are very much helpful. They know almost each and every student of his or her class. But there are, the number is more for those teachers, for those professors who doesn't even know a student's name. They just come to class, take class, and leave the class. Now, these are the issues, and thus it can be mitigated. If you face any problem, don't ever try to hesitate to ask for help, because at the end of the day, you have to help yourself. Thank you. Have a nice day. Jai Shri Krishna. Radhe Radhe.